Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here, and I'm also excited about today's video because we're going to be styling this hair, and this is one of my favorite things to do. And we'll be styling this into some bantu knots, which are always trendy. So grab your edge control and grab your rubber bands, and let's get to styling this hair. But guys, if you're really interested in watching any more of my hairstyling videos, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, and also make sure that you turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss any time that I post. And also, if you think this is such a detailed tutorial, then leave a thumbs up, comment, and share this video. But without wasting time, let's get into styling this hair. So I started off with some pre-stretched hair, and this way it will be more manageable when I'm styling the hair. And also I used a white tooth comb to just comb out any knots and make sure that the hair is tangle free, and this will help me have a soft hair, and this will also be much easier when I'm parting the hair so that I won't be tugging the hair, which can be so painful. Now I'm just going to make sure that throughout this process I won't be neglecting my scalp, so I'm just going to treat my scalp to this little massage using these oils. And this is just a mixture of so many oils, most of them Vatika oils and also some castor oils. I have a video on how I made this hair growth oil, so please check it out and I'll link it in the description box. So I'm just giving my scalp some little massages. This will trigger blood circulation and it will encourage hair growth. And then now I'm ready to part my hair into these bigger sections. I did 3 big sections. And guys, if you're still a beginner and you're trying to know how to part your hair like so, then just try to use 2 meters at first until you get it. But your lines don't necessarily have to be way too straight because they'll be covered by the knots. When I get my partings right, I'm going to tie down the hair from the back section and the hair on the middle section because I want to deal with the front section first. And I'm going to try as hard as I can to show you what I did on the front section, which is where I parted my lines. They were all slanted because I was trying to avoid some straight lines. It just appears much nicer when the lines are slanted like so. At first I wasn't using the edge control, I was just using some scrunches and just combing out the hair because this is 4C hair, and throughout this process you want to make sure that the hair is always stretched out. So I had to comb it out a couple of times to make sure that it doesn't shrink because my hair tends to shrink in just a couple of minutes. At this point I had finished parting the hair into these smaller sections, and now it was time for me to now go through with some edge control and now start slicking down the hair and tying it down with some rubber bands. So for this process you need a lot of edge control because you'll be using edge control for all these sections from the front part to the back part. So here's the rubber bands that I used. I used the black ones this time, the small ones, and some black seed Vatika oil to just moisturize the rubber bands because they tend to be so dry and they'll dry out your hair, which will cause some hair breakage, and I'm just trying to avoid that. So I'll just put these rubber bands in a small lid and just make sure that they're all covered by this oil, and I'll be ready to start. And guys, I preferred using the black rubber bands because they're much stronger than the clear ones. The clear ones will tend to break when you're trying to tie the hair down. Now I'm just starting the process of gelling down the hair. As usual, I used my VIDA molding gel. I'll link it down below, and this gel worked quite well for this process because it wasn't giving me too much residue, and it gave me a strong hold. And also these rubber bands are much stronger. They worked so well with my hair because it tends to be very kinky and it requires some very strong rubber bands. So I'm just making sure that when I gel down the hair, I just pull it in a direction which is mostly to the middle part of the section, which is where I want to tie down the hair and where I want to braid the hair from. So for this hairstyle, I use this special Yaki braid. It's a budget pack. It comes with 3 packets and 1 big packet. So I use this braid because it pretty much has this kinky look and it just matches with my hair. So before I use it, I'm just going to twist my hair using some edge control again, because this way my hair will not have any pull out on the twist. I'm just trying to make sure that I have some slicked down twist, and that's when I decided to add the edge control, because when I did the twist without adding the edge control, they were not as flat as I wanted it to be. Using the edge control will also avoid the hair from shrinking down as well. So I was just trying to make sure that most of the processes that I used that will help me to keep this hair stretched out, because the hair needs to be stretched out throughout this process, and 4C hair was just hard to deal with. The edge control was also leaving my hair in much smaller twists, and this way they won't be poking out of the braid, because they have to be hidden inside the braid and covered inside the braid, so that they won't give the braid a way thicker look than it's supposed to be. So I'm pretty much using the edge control to tie down the hair on the middle section and with the rubber bands, and also using the edge control to twist the hair. Once I start adding the braid, I'm also going to add some edge control to gel down the hair some more and make sure that this helps with tugging in my actual hair into the braid. I'll also be adding the edge control again to make sure that there are no flyaways from the braid, and just to make sure that it looks neat, and then it will look much nicer when I tie it around my hair into the Bantu knot. So the way that I'm braiding this hair is I'm using my actual hair and the other 2 strands of hair from the braid to make an anchor, which is doing the actual 3-way braid, and then using it to twist now the hair more like Senegalese twist. And I'm also using gel to gel it down, and then I'm tugging inside the braid. I'm tugging my real hair inside the braid so that it won't show. I'm going to keep on showing you this process for the remaining strands of hair, so that you at least get the concept and exactly how I'm doing this. And after I finish twisting this braid to the ends of it, I'm going to continue to twist it now around the bottom section where my hair is, and I'll just keep on twisting it until the braid is finished. Another thing that I was doing is that when I was twisting the hair and I could feel that the hair was slightly untwisting, I would also twist it again before tying it around the knot. I also noticed that on the front section I did 5 knots, and on the middle section I did 4 knots, and the back section I did 3 knots. And I was also doing this so that I'll have more knots in my head and not have just a few knots. So here I'm just going to do the same thing that I was doing on the front section, and I'll do this on the middle section. I'll be twisting down the hair after I gelled it down and put it to the middle section so that it will direct where exactly I'm going to put the knot, and then twist down my hair using some gel and add the braiding hair. I cut the braiding hair into half and then added it using 3 sections. Now I'm just trimming down the hair that was hanging using my little scissors, and I'm just going to do this and make sure that the hair looks neat, and then I'll go through, I'm going to go over my edges with some edge control just to make sure that they're slicked down. And I didn't style them for this hairstyle, but you can style them if you prefer to. I just didn't feel the need. And I'm also going to add some hairspray. I'll list it down in the description box. It's from ORS, and just to leave my hair with that shiny finished look. And this was the outlook, which I really loved. And guys, stay tuned for some more videos from me like this.